there's one thing that separates men who naturally attract women from those who constantly struggle, it's this: they know what not to do. Most advice focuses on what men should do. How to be more confident, how to impress her, how to keep her interested. And while those things matter, what's often even more important are the mistakes you must avoid at all costs. Attraction isn't just about making the right moves, it's about not making the wrong ones. Here's where most men go wrong. They assume if they just try harder, are nicer, give more, and go out of their way to please her, they'll win her over. But in reality, certain behaviors don't just kill attraction. They erase it completely. Worse, most men don't even realize they're making these mistakes. They wonder why she lost interest, why she pulled away, why she started treating them differently. But by the time they figure it out, it's already too late. Today, we're cutting through the noise. These are the 5 things you must never do with a woman if you want her respect, her desire, and her genuine attraction. Avoid these at all costs. Thing 1. Never seek validation from her. Validation seeking is one of the biggest attraction killers, and most men don't even realize they're doing it. It shows up as constantly needing reassurance. Do you still like me? Over-explaining yourself, asking for permission to express yourself, or fishing for compliments. At its core, validation seeking is about insecurity. Placing your worth in her hands instead of standing firm in who you are. Women don't want to be your emotional caretaker. The moment she feels responsible for making you feel good about yourself, attraction begins to die. She wants a man who knows his own worth, not someone waiting for her approval. To stop. First, detach from her reactions. If you say something funny, don't immediately look for her laugh. If you make a decision, stand by it without second-guessing. Second, give validation instead of seeking it. Observe her, challenge her, compliment her depth, not just her beauty. Third, remember, she's drawn to confidence, not neediness. Confidence isn't arrogance. It's being secure in yourself, whether she approves or not. A man who doesn't seek validation commands respect, and respect fuels attraction. Thing 2. Never put her on a pedestal. Many men believe if they treat a woman like a queen, she'll treat them like a king. In reality, the more you elevate her, the more she looks down on you. Attraction isn't built through worship. It's built through mutual respect. A woman cannot respect a man who acts like she's above him. This doesn't mean you treat her poorly, and it means you treat her like a human, not a goddess. She doesn't want worship. She wants to be intrigued, challenged, engaged. She wants a man who stands beside her, not beneath her. To stop pedestalizing her. First, avoid over-complimenting. If you constantly tell her how amazing she is, she'll stop believing it. Compliments should be rare and meaningful. Second, have your own life, goals, passions, and a purpose bigger than any woman. Third, call her out when necessary. If she's disrespectful or entitled, don't tolerate it. A woman respects a man who sets boundaries. Real attraction thrives in reality, not fantasy. Thing 3. Never let her control the relationship. Women test men, not out of cruelty, but because they need to know who you really are. They test your patience, your confidence, your strength. If you fail, she loses respect. Letting a woman dictate the relationship happens when you agree with everything she says just to keep the peace. Let her make all decisions, or constantly apologize even when you've done nothing wrong. A woman doesn't want to lead. She wants to trust your leadership. Leadership doesn't mean controlling her. It means having clear direction. A man who knows where he's going, abundance, and doesn't waver, is someone she can trust. If you let her take control, resentment will replace attraction. Thing 4. Never be afraid to walk away. Nothing kills attraction faster than a man who is afraid to lose a woman. Men who fear loss, compromise their standards, tolerate disrespect, and drain themselves just to keep her. But the paradox is the man who is least afraid to lose her is the one who keeps her the longest. Because he's not with her out of need. He's with her by choice. A man who stays because he wants to, not because he needs to, and commands deep respect. Fear makes you agreeable, boundaryless, and weak, and women instinctively lose attraction when they sense it. Walking away isn't about games or manipulation, it's about self-respect. When a man walks away, he's saying, I have standards. If you don't meet them, I'm gone. This triggers a deep psychological response because it's rare. Most men tolerate bad behavior and lose themselves just to keep a woman. A man who can walk away shows he has options. And options are magnetic. Walk away when she disrespects you and plays game or shows disinterest. Walk away without announcement, without drama. Never make it about her. Make it about valuing yourself. And once you walk, don't look back. Thing 5. Never be inconsistent with who you are. Women are drawn to certainty, not fake bravado, but real inner stability. A man who constantly shifts who he is to please others, who says one thing but does another, will always lose a woman's respect. Stability means being the same core man, no matter the situation. Too many men think they're being adaptable. But every time they change their opinions, humor, or personality to fit others, they lose a bit of their authenticity, and with it, attraction. Women seek not just financial stability, but emotional and psychological stability, because survival historically depended on choosing a reliable man. Inconsistency makes her feel unsafe. If your moods shift, your actions don't match your words, or you act differently around others, she won't know which version of you is real, and she won't trust you. How to stop? First, define your values, and stick to them. Know what you stand for, and don't abandon it when things get uncomfortable. Second, be the same man in all settings. Adjust your communication if needed, but never your essence. Third, match your words to your actions. If you say you'll do something, do it. If you say you believe in something, live it. Authenticity is rare and extremely attractive. Final truth. Attraction isn't just about doing the right things. It's about refusing to tolerate the wrong ones. A man who seeks validation puts a woman on a pedestal, lets her control the relationship, fears walking away, or is inconsistent with himself, loses respect, loses power, and ultimately loses attraction. But a man who stands firm, who knows his worth, leads without fear, and values his self-respect above all, is unforgettable. In a world full of men who bend, break, and beg, the man who stands unshaken is rare. Ask yourself, are you the kind of man a woman can't help but respect, or just another man hoping for approval? The choice is yours. If you found this valuable, subscribe for more insights. Stay strong, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.